Good morning and welcome to Kid News. I'm Kim. Today is Monday, November 13th, 2023. And we begin with a real-life rocket scientist lighting up the NFL. Joshua Dobbs has only been with the Minnesota Vikings for 2 games, yet he's won both in dramatic fashion, enough for the Wall Street Journal to dub this journeyman quarterback the Pass-tronaut. Before that, the aerospace engineer from the University of Tennessee had bounced from team to team. In just 1 year, he wore 5 different uniforms in 5 different cities. Cheering him on at every stop, though, his former colleagues at NASA, where he spent 2 years in the offseason working on the Artemis moon program. His job there? To detect hazardous gases on the launch pad. Now that he's traded moon magic for Minnesota memories, it's time for him to learn the layout of the stadium. According to Sports Illustrated, yesterday, before his first home start, cameras caught security pointing Mr. Dobbs in the direction of his new locker room. There's a whole lot of shaking going on in Iceland. Hundreds of small earthquakes are rattling the country's southwest peninsula, raising concerns that a nearby volcano is about to blow. Authorities aren't taking any chances and they aren't waiting. Over the weekend, they ordered the evacuation of 4,000 residents in the town of Grindavik and closed the region's famous Blue Lagoon. According to the New York Times, there's a long history of volcanic activity in Iceland, which has only 400,000 people, but 130 volcanoes, most of which are active. Airlines have also been warned. In 2010, the eruption of a different volcano spewed so much ash that it grounded flights across parts of Europe for weeks. Mamma mia! All is right near Rome this morning, but for 7 hours Saturday night, a huge escaped circus lion ruled the streets. Residents of nearby Latispoli were told to stay indoors while big cat Kimba made the most of his freedom by sauntering down quiet roads, flicking his mane, and putting on quite a show for those snapping pictures from the safety of second-story windows. The lion gave the slip to his captors a few times before being sedated and returned to the Roni Roller Circus. The town's mayor says the escape may have been the result of sabotage. Circus staff saw 3 people running away and found an intentionally broken lock when they investigated. What's better than a smoke detector? A 12-year-old from San Jose, California may have just invented the answer. Shania Gill of Miller Middle School won the Thermo Fisher Junior Innovator STEM Challenge, a $25,000 prize, and the chance to scale up her idea for a fire detection system that triggers before there's a lot of smoke. It uses a thermal imaging device to detect heat and can differentiate between people moving around horizontally and something like flames or smoke moving vertically. If something's hot for 10 minutes and no humans are nearby, the system sends an alert. According to the Good News Network, Shania plans to improve upon her award-winning concept by adding a smartphone app, better algorithms, and a camera. In today's Kid News Notes, you won't be seeing Michigan football coach Jim Harbaugh at any more regular season games. The Big Ten benched him over the sign-stealing scandal we told you about a few weeks ago. If his undefeated team makes it to the postseason, he'll be allowed to return to his game day coaching duties. For all intents and purposes, the Hollywood actor strike is over, which means Tinseltown can get back to the business of making new shows and movies. The tentative deal includes pay raises and protections from the use of artificial intelligence. Most involved in the 118-day walkout cheered the news, but actor Kevin Bacon may have had the most cinematically appropriate reaction. He celebrated by cutting Footloose, recreating his famous barn dance from his hit 1984 movie, and posting it on social. AI may worry actors, but it's created a miracle for the Beatles. Now and Then, their latest and last song ever, just hit #1 on the charts in the UK. As we've reported, artificial intelligence added John Lennon's voice and George Harrison's guitar to new vocals and drums by Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr. The hit comes 60 years and 6 months after their first UK #1, From Me to You. Still to come, Barbie's Ken has to play second fiddle again. We'll explain, but first, today's Kid News quiz. What's the name of the quarterback nicknamed the Pass-tronaut because he's also an aerospace engineer? Joshua Dobbs, the new starter for the Vikings. Hundreds of small earthquakes are raising the worry of a volcanic eruption in what country? Iceland. What's the name of the circus lion that escaped his cage near Rome? Kimba. A California middle schooler won a national science fair with what invention? A thermal fire detection system. In today's Kid News Kicker, the National Toy Hall of Fame has immortalized its new class of classics, including Nerf toys, Cabbage Patch Kids, baseball cards, and the public's pick from the forgotten finalists, the Fisher-Price Corn Popper. Who didn't make the cut? Barbie's sometime boyfriend, Ken. She's been a card-carrying member of the hall since 1998, but he still hasn't gotten the nod. As Ken sings in this summer's Barbie movie, "Doesn't seem to matter what I do, I'm always number 2. Before we go, shout-outs to our terrific teachers, starting with Mrs. Niles and her scholars at Nye in San Diego, California, Ms. Emily and her otters at Spring Hill in Anchorage, Alaska, and Ms. Petrock and her pals at Prattville High School in Prattville, Alabama. Thanks for listening. Please consider donating to our Fund the Future campaign by visiting our website at kidnews.org. And we'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.